What's happening, hobby people? I just want to remind you real quick that there's like 1 week left for the Kakapopo TCG Endless Dice Kickstarter. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that these metal dice are wicked cool, and if you want to get a set, please use the link below, because a portion of that sale will come back to this channel and help me keep creating these weekly videos. So now that we're done with that, let's get things going. About a month and a half ago, I graduated from my local university with my bachelor's degree. Now, during that time, I received a couple gifts from people, most of it being money. I'm rich, bitch! So now I had a bunch of money in my hands, and I had to think, do I want to spend it on the adult things like bills and groceries and all the things that I should be spending money on? Or do I want to take that money and buy a bunch of stuff from Green Stuff World? Green Stuff World is a company from Spain. They put out a bunch of really awesome products that I see all over Instagram, Facebook, just wherever I turn, I see people using Green Stuff World products, and I've been very jealous. I'm over here like,
I want that. I want all of that. I want it all.
But it ships from Spain, so it's pretty expensive. At least the shipping is. So I thought long and hard about it, and I made the adult decision. I went ahead and ordered $100 and something worth of products from Green Stuff World. And I was super excited. It came in the mail like 2 weeks later, and I did an unboxing video. But the reason why I didn't post it right away was because I just did 2 other videos for the Kakapopo TCG Endless Dice. Now, if you haven't seen those videos and you want to check them out, they're going to be linked up top. So I had all this footage stored on my computer, and I went ahead and put out 2 other videos that I thought were more important. The how to clean your paint pot video and how to photograph your minis, which I'm really glad that I put those out because I've already seen a lot of people benefit from them, which is really awesome. And by the way, if you've seen those videos and you're using those techniques, be sure to tag me in some of your pictures or videos, whatever you're posting online, because I'd love to share it with people and show how it worked out for you. So I didn't want to post this unboxing video right away because I'm really not an unboxing channel. Reason being is 1, I don't have the money to be an unboxing channel, and 2, I don't have the hookup to be an unboxing channel. But if you want me to be an unboxing channel, hook it up. So here it finally is, my unboxing video of all the stuff that I purchased from Green Stuff World. I hope you enjoy. What's going on, everyone? It's Jacob from the Dry Paint Pot, and today we have another unboxing video, and this time it's from Green Stuff World. Now, I've never ordered anything from Green Stuff World before. I've admired their stuff over the years though. I've seen a lot of people do some awesome stuff with their products, and I've never purchased from them until now. So I'm super excited to get this box popped open, check everything out. Now, this isn't like my average unboxing because I know everything that's inside of here. There's really no surprises, at least not that I know of. But I'm really excited to dig into here and check everything out and just see what we're working with. Now, another reason why I'm so excited to do this unboxing is because I have a lot of stuff in here. I mean, a lot. I made a huge order with Green Stuff World because shipping from Spain over to the US is like a little over $20. And to do that over and over again, it really adds up over time. Okay, so first thing, of course, had to block everything out. This way you don't try to find me.
'Cause I'd find you.
Just like my last video, I wasn't able to pop this thing open right away. Now, since we're still cleaning all of our mail and our packages, Ashley popped this thing open downstairs. She cleaned it all for me, threw away the packing material, and brought it up so I can unbox it on my own and keep the surprise while I check everything out. So, looking at the outside of the box, the first thing I noticed was how detailed and cool it was. It has all these little designs on it, all sorts of little cogs and wheels. I hope I can get this on camera. Let's see. Make sure I get it. Whew, don't want everything to fall out. Hold on. All right, there we go. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff in here, so trying to move it all around without everything falling out is pretty tough. Again, just more really cool designs. And on the back side, which is my favorite part, you can see this really cool heart. You know, made in Spain right there. I mean, this is one of the coolest boxes I've ever received. And I know places like Amazon are starting to do like fancier boxes and stuff like that. This is by far the coolest and fanciest box I've ever seen. So now we're gonna flip this thing back over. Here we go. All right. There we go. So first thing we see is we have this little pamphlet on texture rolling pins. Surprise, I ordered 2. And let's see. Okay, inside it has all the different ones that they have, which is pretty cool. I really like that Egyptian one, it's pretty neat. And on the back side, we've got some Sculptor Vaseline, which I also did order, and a plain texture roll, and the holders. So just a cool little pamphlet, give you an idea of what they have to offer. And now this is the good stuff. First things first, we have some hobby sand. Now I ordered the thin version of this because they did have larger ones, but I do already have stones that are fairly large. So we have all of this. Now I'll pop this open for you. All right, so now we got that off. Let's see. Ooh, want to be really careful not to spill all this. Check that out. That is really cool. It's nice and fine, which I really like, and I like all the different colors in there. I really appreciate how they didn't just go with like a flat gray on it, and you get a nice big tub. This was not expensive. Surprisingly, with all the things that I purchased, they were all either on sale or on some kind of like markdown clearance. So they really weren't too bad. I didn't spend as much as I thought I would, and that's part of the reason why I didn't purchase so much from Green Stuff World, because I thought it would be expensive, not only with the shipping, but for the products themselves. But when I went on there and really did some shopping, it wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. All right, so we have some Sculptor Vaseline. Ooh. Let's see. Okay, so it just smells like Vaseline. I don't know what I expected, but it is firm. It's not like Vaseline you'll buy in the store that's like all squishy and you know, just like goopy. This is a lot firmer. And what this is for, by the way, is for green stuff, different clays, whatever you need to mix that starts to get really tacky and irritate your skin. You can use this not only to mix it easier and so it doesn't stick to your fingers, but also for when you're sculpting and you need to use tools. This stuff makes sure that whatever you're using doesn't stick to your tools so you can properly sculpt and get better results. And for some reason too, since it is blue and looked like really nice, it was like a really nice color, I thought it would smell nice. I don't know why, but it just smells like kind of like plastic. And you know another thing, now that I think about it, I thought there would be like a sticker in here. This is really random. It's not necessary. That I didn't order any stickers or any merch from them, but since I bought a bunch of stuff and it came in such a fancy box, I sort of just thought there'd be like a little sticker. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. Just off the top of my head. All right, so we have some resin skulls. I believe there are 100 in here. Let me pop these open. Let's see. Sack of skulls made in high quality resin. This product comes unpainted and is perfect for 25, 28, 35 millimeter miniatures. All right. So let's take a look at these. All right, those are all really cool. I like all the different designs. I'm glad they're not just all the same. Some of them have these little holes, some of them are like crushed, some are on their side. And I think the other, let's see. I guess you can call this a sprue. The other sprue or whatever you call it. Those are all really neat. And I'm really glad I got these because I wanted the Citadel skulls. And when they came out, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're like $25 or $35 for the set. Now, the cool thing about those is that they come with like Xeno skulls and like Beast skulls, but just to have 100 skulls for, I think this was like $4, $5, something like that. It's a really good deal. Now, if you've been on my Discord or tuned into any of my live streams, you know that I've been complaining a lot about my brushes and I've been saying, wait, hold on, I have some new brushes coming in, and these are them. So these are both made by Green Stuff World, and I know nothing about them, in all honesty. They looked fairly fancy, so I assumed they would be fancy, and I just bought them. I went for it. Now, this is a 1. It's got a nice tip to it. Don't see any strays or anything, and yeah, it looks fairly nice. Now I promise you, this time I will take care of these, because I know a lot of you have seen some of my reckless behaviors with brushes, and it's not pretty. They do not look pretty. My brushes are really, really bad. Okay, let's see. I guess this one is sealed. Check this one out. Now I went for a 2 and a 1 because I've heard other miniature painters out there talk about brush sizes, and they say don't go for the tiniest brushes. A lot of them suggest that it's better to go for a bigger brush with a finer tip than it is to go for a little brush, because a little brush will hold less paint, which means it will only go so far, whereas a bigger brush will hold more paint and you can still do fine details with just a little tip. So this looks really nice. Very fine tip on there. Probably the nicest brushes that I own at the moment. All right, so now we have the brick molds, which I'm also really excited about. Now this is all gonna come together to redo my bases for my Death Watch. See, I did a lot of searching on the Green Stuff World website. First off, if you've never been on their website, you're gonna notice that there is a ton of stuff on there, like way too much. There are so many options to build really cool bases and to really just do outrageous things with your models that you're gonna get lost. You're gonna have no idea where to go. It's not a bad thing, because I love the variety of things that they have, but the problem is there's just so much. So I searched and searched for like 2 days on their website trying to figure out what I can put together to build a nice base, and I finally decided on this. Now I want to do all of my bases like this, so I picked up the different things that I believe that they used, and then I contact Green Stuff World on Instagram asking for the paint scheme. And I think it was only a few hours later, they got right back to me, told me everything that they used. So big shout out to Green Stuff World. This isn't a sponsored video by them, but they were just really awesome, very helpful, and it made the whole experience a lot nicer. And the shipping alone, I forgot to even mention that it didn't take too long to get here. Maybe just like 2-3 weeks. And considering it came from so far away, and with COVID restrictions being so tight still, I was very surprised to get this package in when I did. So we have the brick molds. And let's see. Oh, that's neat. There are 3 different types. Honestly, I must have just looked over that detail because I didn't know there was 3 different types of brick molds. All I really need are these right here, but I like all these other ones. These are going to be really nice to use, both on these new bases and when I have other projects. And they feel very heavy duty, which is nice. Smell like plastic, different type of plastic than the jelly stuff that I have, the sculptor Vaseline. But yeah, these are nice. I like it. And I did read, I believe, I'll have to double check, I did read that these can go in the oven, which is really cool because the clay that I decided on, if I get this back in here, the clay that I decided on is you have to bake it. That's the only thing. I wanted something that wasn't going to shrink too much, and I wanted something that was going to provide very nice details. So I read that this stuff, Fimo, Professional, probably Fimo, I heard that this is good stuff. You just have to knead it up a little bit. You don't have to mix any 2 parts, and then you bake it. And when you're done baking it in the oven, it's all set. It's like rock solid. I heard it does chip a little bit. It could be slightly brittle, but that's okay because if anything does chip off, I could always use a little bit of green stuff, fix it up, and it'll probably be fine. But this is what I'm going to use to put into the molds and for the rolling pins that I have. And I'll show you those in a second. But first, this is the larger size. They did have a size, I believe that was about half of this. But again, since I'm not ordering from Green Stuff World anytime soon, I wanted to go a little bigger. This way I don't have to pay that $20 shipping. And furthermore, it was cheaper to order this through Green Stuff World than it would be to order it through Amazon, because I checked the prices on a few of these things, just wondering, you know, how expensive are they? How is their pricing? And this was way cheaper than Amazon. It was cheaper than eBay. It was way cheaper than any of the hobby stores around here. So Green Stuff World, a big thumbs up for their prices. I'm super surprised that it was not as expensive as I thought it would be. Okay, so, oh man. All right, let's talk about these rolling pins. Now, I'm very excited to pop these open and check them out. But the thing is, I'm like 99% sure that it did not say that they came in their own packaging. And that is why I bought these. But now that I know that they have their own packaging and, you know, they're all labeled and everything, I don't need these. I mean, I must have spent maybe $2 to get these, but they're pretty useless right now. So that's a bit of a thumbs down. I wish it would mention that every roller comes in a tube, so I didn't buy these extras. I don't even know why you would need these extras, unless you really wreck one of these, but I mean, I guess it's okay. I could always fill these full of some kind of basing material, or if I, you know, maybe static grass if the container goes. I could figure out something to do with them. And also they weren't too expensive, so it wasn't that big of a waste, but I just wish that I would have known before I purchased them. Okay, on to the rolling pins. So first one we have here is plain. Now this is just a plain texture pin. Plain texture pin.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Strike that. Reverse it. This way, please.
It's not textured, it's just a plain rolling pin. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. It's nice and heavy, which is cool. I like how it's clear. That's also really neat. Whoa. So this is nice, very simple. What this is for is when you get the clay, you want to roll it out flat so you can roll the texture on top of it. And to roll it out as flat as possible, and to do so evenly, you just used this little thing, which is pretty neat. Now they did have the jumbo one, but I'm not using these textured pins for like any large scenery. It's just for bases. So I assume that this will just be plenty. All right. Close that up. Now we have small bricks. This is the texture pin that I chose. I know a lot of you on Instagram who were giving me suggestions on the type of pin that I should purchase are probably a little disappointed that I went for something so simple. Again, it's to match that theme that I'm going for. So it's a little simple, but I really like this one because there were different types of bricks that I could choose from. But this one, as you see, has little lines going across all the bricks. All the bricks are different shapes. And let me check to make sure that you can see this. Yeah, it's a very, very nice nice pattern. I really like this. And these are fairly deep, which is cool. I'm glad that it's not too shallow because, you know, bricks do stick up a little bit. And if it was too shallow, you probably wouldn't notice the details as well. But if it was too deep, I'd assume that a lot of the clay would get caught up in these in the details. So that's nice. And then inside of here, what does this say? Texture rolling pins capable of imprinting a continuous repeating pattern of clay and putties, Vaseline, water, talcum powder, or nothing to avoid sticking. Okay, that's cool. Again, that's another reason why I got some of this sculptor Vaseline, but I probably should just use water on this one. This way it really covers it well. Unless I put the sculptor jelly, rub it on my fingers, rub it on top of the clay. I don't know if that works. Oh, why did I close this? If it does, let me know in the comment section below. If I'm going about this all wrong, do the same. Just let me know in the comment section. All right, so now we have some steel scrapers. And these are, I mean, self-explanatory. They're scrapers. Let's take them out real quick. Ooh, shiny. And there's really nothing too fancy about these. They're just, you know, cut out pieces of metal. This one has these little, ooh, quite sharp. It's pretty nice. I guess for like scraping and adding some texture. I might be wrong, but I don't know. And what this is for in particular is when I'm done filling the mold in right here, you just take this and you run it across the top. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, you could probably do that with anything that's flat. And yeah, I could, but all I have like that's flat that I wouldn't mind ruining is probably like a ruler, and it's not a metal ruler, it's just like a little wooden one. And these are really thin, they're quite sharp. I feel like it'll just do the job better, and it was suggested. So I was trusting Green Stuff World and their suggestions, and I feel like they're not gonna do me wrong, especially because a lot of this is really exactly what I was going for. I mean, there's nothing in here that's bad. I don't see any problems with anything. I don't see anything that feels like I overpaid for it or I wasted my money on, except for those little tubes. But all in all, what I purchased is exactly what I expected. If not, it's a little better. It's really nice. Oh, but I think I spoke too soon. Okay, let's look at these little shrubs real quick. Now, or these grass tufts. If I want to be formal about it, my grass tufts. Oh, yes, Anthony, join me in a stroll in our garden and walk beyond the grass tufts. All right. Let's pop these bad boys open. Okay, so these grass tufts were not too expensive. They were maybe just like probably $7 or something. But there's a lot less in here than I thought there would be. I don't remember the exact amount that it said would come. It was probably whatever this amount is, but it just seems like very little. Let's see, there are, I think this, okay, so these L-shaped ones are one piece. So we're looking at like 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 20, 30, 32? Did I count that right? Okay, I think there's like 32 on here. And I mean, they're really neat. Nothing's falling out, which is great. You know, we don't have any little strays. They feel very substantial. It's not just like putting a clump of static grass down. We actually have something that we can just peel up, stick down. It's gonna stay. It's gonna look like a good tuft. The color is great. There's no, oh, there's one little dark one right there, which is cool. It's not just one color. You can see it's more vibrant in the center and lighter on the outside, which might just be an optical illusion since it's more dense in the middle. But all in all, this is very nice. This is, you know, this is quality. But I just wish there were a little more. If I knew there was just this many, I probably would have ordered another pack of them. And we have some instructions right here, real simple. Pick up with some tweezies, put down. Okay, that's pretty simple. Again, I'm just a little disappointed, just a little. Well, I wouldn't even say disappointed. I'm surprised that there are so few, but again, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not upset about it. And last but not least, we have some green putty, acrylic modeling filler. Now this stuff I was really excited about. This was the first thing that I put in my cart when I went onto their site, because I've been using green stuff now for roughly like 3 years, and I don't really like using it. Not only does it stick to my fingers and it's hard to mold and it shrinks a lot, but it's a pain to get into all the little nooks and crannies and not cover up the rest of the details since it's so thick. Now I bought some liquid green stuff through Citadel, but the pot, for some reason when I bought it, it wasn't as liquidy as I thought. It was very like dense and kind of coagulated, I guess, kind of clumped up, and I had to add water to it. I had to mix it. When I did, it messed with the whole like feel of it. It wasn't good, and it's in a pot. So, you know, I already have a little bit of beef with Citadel paint pots, and some things just don't belong in the pots. For instance, paint in a Citadel pot is all right. It's gonna fail. It's gonna clog, the seal's gonna clog up. So it's not great. It's not the end of the world though. And texture paint inside is fine. All of my Citadel dries and Citadel textures and technicals, with them being inside those pots, it's fine because they're all clumped up more, so they don't build up around the seal. Not a big deal. Green stuff in there, having to use a brush to pick it out, and then your brush goes bad, and it's just a disaster. Okay, that was a very complicated way to say that. this is what I want because first off, it's soft. This green putty is very soft. You can see I'm just, squeezing it a little bit and it's really soft and mushy. And it's got this little applicator right here, which, let's see, it screws on, which is nice. I'm not gonna cut this yet because, I don't want it to dry out. But with such a small applicator, I can get into all the little nooks and crannies and I can just apply the liquid green stuff where I need it. I can smooth it out nicely and it'll just dry right to wherever I need it. And that's gonna be really nice with the, let's see, for instance, I have some Indominus Marines over here. Okay, so I don't know where the Marine is, but there was a Marine in the Indominus box and he had a sprue connected right to his pauldron. And when I cut it, for some reason, even though I cut it flush, it cut too deep, like it pulled up some from his shoulder pad. So now he has like a little divot in his shoulder pad, which doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great. And I need it to be flat so I can put the transfer on. And this stuff is going to save me because once I apply a little bit on there and I wipe it, it should just dry perfectly and fill in that hole. Or if I leave a little extra on there, it should shrink a bit if it does shrink, and I can just sand a little bit down and I think it'll be much easier than using your standard green stuff. So there's my order from Green Stuff World. I'm so happy with everything. If I had to give it a rating on this delivery, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, hands down. Everything arrived safely, everything is exactly what I expected, if not even better, and it arrived fast. There's nothing in here that I'm really upset about. Again, I'm a little annoyed that I ordered 2 tubes that I didn't need because I don't want to buy things that I don't need, but again, it's not ruining the fact that all of this is quality. This is great stuff that I purchased for a great price. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was overpaying for any of this. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my patrons Leandrist and Shay Phillips. Thank you guys so much. It's your support that keep these videos coming each week. And if you'd like to help support the channel, get access to these videos early, get your hands on a dry paint pot sticker, and all the other goodies that come with being a patron, be sure to check out the link to my Patreon below. And if you'd like to just hang out and talk about the hobby, I'll also drop a link to my Discord down low too. Now let's check out this week's viewer submissions. So this week we only have one viewer submission, and that is from Che Govesa. Now these models are being painted for the Grayscale Challenge. And if you don't know what that is, I think the name's pretty self-explanatory. You can only paint models with black, gray, and white, and I know that you can add some accents of red, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. It kind of looks like an old horror movie, and just looking at everything closely, I love how deep and dark your shadows are. I love how bright your highlights are. All in all, I'm really impressed. I think everything is turning out great. I know this isn't the final picture, but I really love what you have here. And I can't wait to see everyone else's submission in the Grayscale contest. I really hope it's put on again because I'd love to join and try my hand at this. I've never done anything like it, and it just looks so fun. Now be sure to share any of your work with me, both on Instagram and Facebook at The Dry Paint Pot, because I pick my favorites each week and I feature them in my upcoming videos. Now wash your brushes, clean your paint pots, and keep on painting.